Okay. So last week we talked about a few things, so just to go over, does anyone remember what binomial nomenclature is? Sam?
The two-part, like, Latin name.
Mm-hmm. The way to like name something. Do you remember the first part of the name?
Genus.
The genus, and the second part?
Species.
Yeah. Okay, and then here, do you remember what this diagram is called?
Like the tree of life.
Not this one. We haven't gotten there yet. Anybody else?
Taxonomy.
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh. Okay. Say it again.
What's it called?
Taxonomy.
This is the taxonomy diagram. It's just showing that as you go up, and you get rid of more things, and then you get to your specific species. Alright. And so now we have the tree. Jasmine. So the phylogenetic tree is a branching diagram that represents the evolutionary history of a group of organisms. The branching patterns in some cases match the hierarchical classification of groups nesting within the inclusive groups. This can be hard though because certain similarities among organisms can lead taxonomists to group certain things together that really shouldn't have been grouped together, or they're not most clearly related, but just by physical appearance they believe that they are. And so, but if the systematists conclude that the mistake was made, the organism can just be reclassified accurately to show the evolutionary history. So even if they do make a mistake, they can just fix it.
And this happens often, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good point, thank you, because that happens a lot.
Okay. And because of the difficulties aligning linear classification with phenology, systematicists propose basing the classification entirely off of evolutionary relationships. And so the phyllocode is one of the first most recent attempts of basing the entire thing off of evolutionary relationships. And this only names groups that include a common ancestor and all of its descendants. So it gets rid of the idea of ranks, which include like the family, the order, the class from the taxonomy, and have more groups to join together. So for example, like birds and reptiles, because birds evolved from a large group of reptiles, the aves class would be considered a subgroup of the reptilia. And so using this new thing, they would be closely related instead of separate classes like they are with the taxonomy. But phyllocode is still very controversial and being developed, but more systematics are adopting the approach it is based off of, like off of the relationships. It's just not fully evolved and perfect yet.
Yeah, the reptiles that we're talking about are the dinosaur reptiles, though,
Mm-hmm.
not the present-day ones.
Right. But they would have evolved from the same ancestor.
Well, in the book I read that aren't birds and like crocodiles closely related?
Well, yeah, crocodilians are related to dinosaurs as well.
Mm-hmm.
They have similar anatomy,
Yeah.
but it's the biped dinosaurs that we now know are what gave rise to all the birds we have today.
Mm-hmm.
Like the velociraptor?
Correct. That is actually correct, yes.
Wait, so what's
So
the
even
difference?
finches, even the canary is a descendant of the meat-eating biped dinosaurs that were smaller. We also found fossil evidence that many of those dinosaurs actually had feathers, not for flight, but display.
What's the difference between phyllocode and the more prominent one?
This one, cause the other one, this, it like groups it specifically to like when you get to class, like this is just birds, and then when you go up, it's like specific types of birds. But the phyllocode is like this new way that they would just group all of them together. It would get rid of the family, the class, and all that.
Oh, so it's just like one level?
Yeah, it's more just like one big group and then just small subgroups instead of
Isn't that what that is though?
kind
There's
of.
like a big group and then